In this video, I'm gonna show you how to add your slides into altspace. Now the browser plugins and the old SDK has been deprecated. For this, we're gonna use the multimedia store. We're gonna create a world. Any world, you can use any template, the ones that you have imported from Unity, or you can use any choice. For this, I'm gonna use one of the spaces available, the club stage. Again, you can choose any world, any template that you can want, as adding the multimedia console isn't really dependent upon the template that you use. I create the world and then I go to altspace. I go to the any world I created just now. So the template is like this. I move to space where I want to add it. So let's get into the club. So they're currently showing an image. This image is actually being done by the theater screen I showed you in the presentations I have shared with you, or like in the presentations I've given you. So if you see in the world editor, there's a theater screen, this last one. And so in the theater screen, you can upload your images to altspace VR to your account, and then you can add any pictures that you want into them. But for now, what we're gonna use is the multimedia console. So we're gonna add the multimedia console. So when the multimedia console, notice the emoji. If the emoji is smiling, it means that it has perfectly loaded it. There might be cases where the emoji is not smiling, then for that you have to change it. So the multimedia console is here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the place of the theater screen. So I'm gonna take a picture of this window and gonna move my theater screen to there. As I've showed you, you can use different techniques to get the locations by adding real world objects, and you can use the positional access log to move it. Let's delete the theater screen and let's move our multimedia console. So let's set this to the location. I'm looking at the location on my phone. Add it. Set as the location. Remove the rotation. Set this to 180. Remove the slide orientation and let's move it there. Okay, now as you remember, the multimedia console for images and videos goes the same way. So what we want to do is actually include our slides. So let's imagine we have the slides. This is a simple template I have I got from Google Docs. So you can save each individual slide as a JPEG, and we need, like, say, the image format, so it's not like the entire. But let's first download it as a PDF or a PowerPoint. So what we want is to convert the images that we have, like the slide we have, into images. So if we have a slide of 22 images, we want to get a 22 images. and then we go to Zamar site, and then we're gonna choose the slide that we just downloaded from our from the Google Doc. You can use the one that you have created on your PowerPoint or Keynote. So I upload it. I want to convert it to portable media format PNG, and I click convert now. Okay, this is gonna take a bit. I'm gonna fasten the make this part faster. Okay, once it finishes, we go to the download. So this gives us each PNG, for each slide, but we're gonna go to the zip file. We need the zip. So there's a one that has all of the zips downloaded, and we can extract it, open it, and see whether all of the slides are available. So something to keep in mind here is we cannot have interactive slides in this platform. We would add videos the normal way we would add images. So it's like if you have animations and stuff like that, that might be a bit problematic to import on this space. But anyways, so we're gonna get the slide. Let's open it and see whether we get what we want. So if we open the first slide and iterate to it, we'll see the variety of slides. So okay, so what would we want to do would be to import this. So since what we would want to do is a slide is from the first step to the next, we want to host it. So for now, I'm gonna host it as in GitHub. So for those of you who have a website, you can use your own website, but I would prefer to use GitHub for that. So I'm gonna log into my accounts on GitHub. So those of you who is more programmatic knowledge or with your own AWS server or Heroku or whatever platform that you can use to save your assets, you can use that, but GitHub is a freely available one. So I'm gonna log into my account, and since I'm logging into a PC, I'm gonna verify it. This part is not particularly pertinent to you. Okay, I logged in after I inserted my password. I'm gonna create a new repository. I'm gonna just give it any name. I'm gonna use this to hold the images. I'm gonna make sure the repository is public, and then I'm gonna create a README. You can go to this repository to get it. I'm gonna add some README. So you can delete this repository after you finish creating it, but for the purposes of this next week, you have to make it public, and we're gonna host it there. So if your particularly worried about whether you want to keep your stuff private, you should delete it. But for now, or you should use like your own AWS server that's publicly accessible. But as long as we are using altspace, we have to make sure the space that we're gonna create, like the images or slides that we're gonna host, need to be in publicly accessible format, as we cannot log in into your AWS account from there. So I'm gonna create this repository. I'm gonna use this to host our images. I'm gonna go to the base repository. So this, okay, so we go to the base repository, and then we go to add file, upload files. Sorry, I made a mistake. Upload files, and we go to like our repository where we like the zip, like we go to the zip we extracted, and we're gonna select like all the slides. So there are actually like, so the zip they give you from Zamzar file, they give you also the PowerPoint and PDF, but we're not gonna upload those. So we're gonna add some commit names to this. So you don't need to do anything else. You don't need to know what GitHub is or anything. You just need to follow the steps I just showed you here. And we're gonna commit these changes. So when we commit these changes, what GitHub does is it would host it on their servers, and when we host it on their servers, they give us a publicly accessible link for the files that we just uploaded. So there are other services that do image hosting, but the main core aspect that we're using GitHub is they give us a publicly accessible link that would be easily importable. So there's image.to and other sites you might be familiar with. Okay, so notice all these files, 0.png, 1.png, and stuff like that. So what let's open it. So we notice this is the first slide, and we notice this, right? Row GitHub user content / my username, repository, the name of the repository, and that. And then I will go to the create media list file I just showed you. So like for those who want to actually have a media player that automatically starts, you can just set the start method here. But now let's add all of our slides here. So let's add image URLs. We paste the first slide, and we add another. We change this to 2. We add 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We add like we add every slide. So if you want to add images, so you just like set the image to video, and then you can add your video. So for those who have embedded videos, you would remove the embedded videos, and then you can add it interspersed into that. Okay, let's do this. Okay, let's add a few more to hold some of the additional. So for 19. Okay, so this would give us this JSON. We will copy it. We go to our altspace and we paste our link. Oh, this is Professor Gino like sending me to meet him in the space. And I go to the JSON. So here is our slide. Oh, so this is not the perfect location. Let me move. So vertically, that's Y. So I'll change the Y location. So let me change the Y to 3. There. So, and I can move to the next slide by pressing next and what. So the way we would control the slide would be by setting the different parameters. Okay. So, yeah, this is Professor Gino. Okay, so that's all for now.